Come, let's start. Rolling?
Yeah, rolling.
In the larger context, or in looking at it in a long term, I feel that's one of the things that's killing our business. I'm talking about cinema, the business of cinema. We always watch films pay-per-view. We go to the theater, we pay once, and we watch the film once. So pay-per-view is a model. That's how we watch films. ऐसे ही तो हम लोग फिल्में देखते हैं. हम एक दफा जाते हैं थिएटर, एक दफा पैसे देते हैं, एक दफा देखते हैं. हमको दोबारा देखनी है फिल्म तो हम दोबारा जाके पैसे देते हैं, दोबारा देखते हैं. ये पेपर-व्यू मॉडल कहलाता है.
Will this work for Laputa Lakes?
Oh yes.
Because it found its audience on Netflix. I saw it in the theater incidentally, but it found its audience on Netflix.
I want to disagree over here. So I wanted to reach, the working class, the mass of India. I want them to see my films. It was word of mouth. And word of mouth was so strong that almost the entire country has seen Three Idiots. But the fact is that story had kind of entered my blood. And as a creative person, I had to come out of me before I did anything else. Because when you're going into theaters, everyone tells you, listen, it better be a theatrical film. It better be an action film. And, that's the kind of mindset that we are all living in today.
Hi, welcome to the media room. I don't know how many of you have seen Sitaare Zameen Par, but Aamir Khan's latest production and the latest hit from that house is about inclusivity. And that seems to be the film's commercial motive too. When the film released, the production house did not, was categorical in saying that they will not do an OTT deal or sell rights to an OTT. It is only now, after the film has become a success, it's got about 250 crore at the box office at a gross level globally, that Khan made an announcement on the streaming release. Sitaare Zameen Par will release on YouTube on August 1st at rupees 100 per view. For now, it will cover about 38 countries. This is USA, UK, Australia, Spain, Philippines, among many others. And eventually, the idea is to take it to as many countries as possible on a pay-per-view sort of model. On the sidelines of the announcement for this YouTube launch, the media room had a short chat with Aamir Khan on how Indian cinema can expand its market. When Sitaare Zameen Par was greenlit, what was the thought? These things had come up as part of the strategy कि भाई इसको OTT पे नहीं डालना है.
नहीं.
What उस time आपने कुछ analysis किया था? When was it greenlit and what happened?
So you see, when we decided to make Sitaare Zameen Par, it was quite early on, and it was at a time when it was after COVID.
So 21, 22?
21, 22, yeah.
Okay.
And by that time, I think there was a sense in the industry that people would come to theaters, but only for the big ticket films and for action films. So there was a number of people who advised me to do an action film, or choose something which is more theater friendly from that point of view, with now audiences wanting to come to theaters for action or big ticket films. But the fact is that story had kind of entered my blood.
Achha.
And as a creative person, I had to come out of me before I did anything else. So that was what so that's what I decided to do. And that's how I pretty much made all my decisions of the films that I want to do. If it's something that excites me, then I want to be a part of it and I want to, make that film. So, but at that point of time, the fact is that I've been thinking of this for 15 years. This idea.
कि expand कैसे करें?
Expand कैसे करें. And the first time I thought of it was during Three Idiots, when I spoke to, I remember Puneet from Z, and they had the Dish TV direct to home.
Yeah.
And Tata Sky had direct to home. So they were offering a pay-per-view facility. You had to call a number, and then you had to top up your phone bill or something.
The
recharge.
Card.
You had to top up that.
Yeah.
And then through that, you could make the payment. And it is complicated. Long and cumbersome. And I remember trying that process. My manager at that time was Advait, who's now a film director.
Oh.
So he was my manager, and I asked him to just try and buy a film, rent a film. And he was on hold on the phone for about 45 minutes. At which point I realized that this idea is not yet. So after the theatrical run of Three Idiots, I was wanting to go, on a pay-per-view model. But it wasn't possible at that time. And then for various reasons, it was not happening. And in a way, I'm glad it didn't happen, because I think that for this model to succeed, we needed 2-3 things in place. One of the things is easy payment gateways. So electronic payments should be easy, and people should be used to making electronic payments. That was something that a big shift happened when our government brought in UPI. And that's when a big shift happened. And then suddenly all of us as Indians started using, digital payments. That was a big shift. In fact, today India is the number one country for digital payments. So that habit changing of Indians who were willing to now, buy stuff online was a big shift. And buying it easily. Whatever you wanted to purchase was very easy to buy online. That's one thing that was important for this model to work. The second thing that's important for this model to work is a strong internet penetration.
Yeah, which is there.
Because you're providing the film through internet. Now, over the years, internet penetration has only grown, and it's become really strong now, and it's growing. So these two things were very important, and I think these two things were not in place earlier.
But 22 May, when you're thinking of this film, was it there? And was the commercial part of it in your head, or उस टाइम सिर्फ फिल्म बनानी थी?
नहीं, उस वक्त सिर्फ फिल्म बनानी थी. मैं थोड़ा अजीब टाइप का आदमी हूँ. मैं फिल्म बनाता हूँ. और फिर I had a partner with me in this case. So they were not very comfortable in breaking the model that was already in place.
Okay.
And that model was theaters, and then you go to subscription model. They were very comfortable with that. We were also getting a very good offer, which was covering the cost and beyond.
Pre-sales.
So they were very against not, saying no to OTT. My feeling was that in the larger context, or in looking at it in a long term, I feel that's one of the things that's killing our business. I'm talking about cinema, the business of cinema. And especially the window. I have actually no problems with OTTs or subscription as a model. I don't. But I just feel that window can't be so short.
Yeah,
because then you're really, eating into your theatrical business. I'm aware that this is the model that is followed all over the world. But I was not comfortable with that model.
Okay.
I felt in the long run, it just doesn't serve cinema. And so I decided that I don't want to be on a subscription platform. And this is something that evolved while we were making the film.
That's what I wanted to know. At what point this...
So when finally the film was towards completion and we were thinking of the release plan, that's when, we sat together and we had this disagreement. And then finally we agreed to part ways amicably. But I was so certain that this is the route that I want to go, that I was willing to take the risk of an unusual film. I was willing to take the risk of not selling the subscription model or OTT. And I was willing to pay money to not do that deal.
And not have pre-sales or
not have pre-sales and cinemas. I had no MG in cinemas. I had no...
no deal with broadcasters, nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So I was taking a huge risk. I'm aware of that. But I felt that it's important for me to take that risk.
What did your friends... I know Ajay Bijli is a friend. What did some of your friends say? I mean,
well, my friends were all scared for me, that I'm taking a huge risk. But as it has turned out, the theatrical business of the film has been really good.
Good, yeah.
And that gave me the independence. Now that I was producing the film all alone, it gave me the independence to go the route I wanted. And the route that I really wanted was the one that I'd been working on for 15 years in my head. That this is the model. You see, we traditionally, all cinema goers, doesn't matter which part of the world they're in. And in India, cinema has been there for over
110
100 years.
Yeah.
We always watch films pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We go to the theater, we pay once and we watch the film once. So pay-per-view is a model. That's how we watch films. ऐसे ही तो हम लोग फिल्में देखते हैं. हम एक दफा जाते हैं थिएटर, एक दफा पैसे देते हैं, एक दफा देखते हैं. हमको दोबारा देखनी है फिल्म तो हम दोबारा जाके पैसे देते हैं, दोबारा देखते हैं. ये पेपर-व्यू मॉडल कहलाता है. तो that is a model how we watch films. So I want to take that same model onto a digital platform. Of course, the price would be different. On a digital platform, my purpose is to reach as many people as possible.
Awesome. Correct.
So one, the reach is important, and YouTube gives me that reach. Internet penetration gives me that reach. And the pricing is important because I want my film to be watched by, this was called a mass medium at one time. But I feel that over the years, the working class will find it very difficult to watch a film of their choice, to go with their family to a theater. It's getting more and more expensive for them to do that. So I wanted to reach, the working class, the mass of India. I want them to see my films, and I want it to reach them at their convenience and at a price point that is good for them, that is appealing to them.
But
that is affordable to them. I'd like to add one thing on pricing. See, today I'm releasing a film. Tomorrow I could release a long format show which has 13 episodes. That can be priced differently. Tomorrow I might make a short film of 20 minutes. That can be priced at 10 rupees. It could be anything. You see, there will be different economic models for different creative things that you make. You might make 2-minute episodes because nowadays people are making shorts. So you can price it. There's a flexibility in that. You can price it as you feel,
Your Aamir Khan productions, Adharma, Yashraj films, they can do something like this. Can every producer think of something like this? I mean, is breaking the window, and I'm not saying the windows is a good idea. I think 4 weeks and 8-week windows are nonsensical, frankly. But even in Hollywood, they don't have a fixed window. I've spoken to global analysts. But the point is, it works for a successful film. It works for an Aamir Khan Productions. From an investor perspective, is there scalability to this? Can at least a dozen films or production houses, I think एक तो नियत होनी चाहिए and दूसरी deep pockets. These two things.
There's only one thing I feel that people need to keep in mind is that this is a model in which you have to have confidence in the material that you're making.
Okay.
When you release the film in theaters and you release it without a minimum guarantee or without pre-sales, which is how I release my films, then if the film doesn't work with an audience, then I stand to lose everything that I've put in. That same rule applies to a pay-per-view model or a video on demand model. If your material doesn't work, then there is no way you can work, because the word of mouth will spread very fast, even if it's a big film.
Correct.
Even if it's a big film. If, enough people have seen it, within the first one day, people will start saying, no, this is not a film that I'd like to watch. And then your business will end over there. So you need to have confidence on your material, on your film. And you need to have the trust and faith in your audience that if you make a good film, they will come and watch it.
Will this work for Lapata Ladies?
Oh, yes.
Because it found its audience on Netflix. I saw it in the theater incident, but it found its audience on Netflix.
I want to disagree over here.
Yeah, okay, tell me.
It found its audience on Netflix because Netflix had been advertised on day one. So, Lapata Ladies is a film that I've produced. And the kind of unadulterated love that film got from cinema viewers is something that I've seen for Lagan.
Yeah.
Is something that I've seen for Dangal.
Yeah.
That is the kind of love it received.
Correct.
But the theatrical business is barely 20 crores.
Okay. So
why did you do only 20 crores? If the film is so loved, how on earth can it stop at 20 crores? That was a big learning for me. Because I realized that everyone who hears, because word of mouth is on what you hear about what's. Correct. So when you hear that a film is great, you want to go to the theater and watch it. But if you know it's going to come to your house, then you're like, okay, cool, I'll wait at home. It's not a big ticket film. It's not visual effects. It's not cars blowing up.
Correct.
It's not, space. And it's not aliens. It's not Jurassic Park. So this is a film that I can watch at home. And I've already done a subscription for Netflix. I've seen the Netflix logo at the beginning of the film. It's there on all the material, the publicity. So I know it's coming on Netflix. I already have a subscription for Netflix. Why on earth will I go to the theater? And if the audience thinks like that, they're very right in thinking like that. I've already purchased your film. When I took the subscription of a particular OTT, and if your film is coming on that OTT, I've already bought your film.
So it was
How do I tell an audience that pay for my film twice? I don't know how to do that.
No, but then you have sold the rights to Netflix. My point is, and therefore Netflix marketed it.
No. So I'm trying to tell you that if the film was not coming on an OTT platform, it doesn't matter whether it's Netflix or any other
whichever,
one.
Yeah.
If the film was not coming on an OTT platform, and audiences realize that it's only in theaters and nowhere else, then, which is what they were told for Sitaare Zameen. This is coming on theaters right now, and there is no other indication of where we're coming next. So that 20 crore number would have gone dramatically higher.
Okay.
Because people would know that, this film is not coming on OTT. I think I need to go and watch it in the theaters. And now imagine the kind of business it could do if it's coming from theatrical and it goes on to YouTube on video on demand or pay-per-view.
Okay.
Now, lakhs of people are waiting to watch it.
I'd love to know that number.
And they would be watching it on this platform. So according to me, the economics of a film like Lapata Ladies would change dramatically.
If this had. But tell me, Aamir, it's you're one of the few people.
So I want to answer your question in a little more detail, because you asked me that will smaller producers be able to do this? You see, today, if I am a small producer, I'm a new producer, new director, new actors have come together, a bunch of us have made an independent film. We will find it very difficult to find place in theaters. Unless we've made a film that's really connected with someone who's watched it. Unless it's an exception. Most probably, people won't just see my film, because there are so many films made in India every year. Business houses will find it difficult to watch every film.
Okay.
So how does that person get his film to the audience? I doubt he or she will find place in the theaters. And if he does, if that film does find a place in the theaters, it's very difficult to get people
in
for a small film, which has no known faces, no known director, no known producer. So now that person's next stop is hopefully some platform buying it. Why would a platform buy a film which is unknown people, small film? Why would they won't even watch the film?
That's why they have that clause, no? It should release in 1,000 screens and all that.
So where does that person go? Today, at least I have a platform where I can open my own channel, put my film on the channel, on a video on demand. And if my film is good, that is how content gets viral. One person sees it. 3 Idiots didn't release in China in theaters or any officially. It released, it was seen in China by one person to begin with, who saw it on a pirated website or something.
I thought it was a hit in Hong Kong, and that's how it became.
Maybe that's how it started.
That's how it started.
But the point I'm trying to make is that it spread from one person.
Achha.
A few people saw it, said, you watch it. I mean, why would a Chinese person want to watch 3 Idiots? It was word of mouth. And word of mouth was so strong that almost the entire country has seen 3 Idiots. So do not underestimate the power of word of mouth. That film wasn't even released officially at that point of time.
Okay.
How did it do so well?
Okay.
Word of mouth. So for the Chinese audience, we are no one knows who I am. That's the first film they've seen of mine. No one knows who Raju Irani is. So it's a small film. It's a foreign film. It's a film not even in their language. So imagine that film has become popular through piracy and has gone viral based on what? Word of mouth. And mind you, it is the fans who have dubbed the film, subtitled the film. We've not even done that.
Yeah.
It's gone viral on the piracy platforms.
But then everything you touched went crazy, na?
But I'm saying the point I'm trying to make is that YouTube now, therefore, if you're a small group of people who are making their first film, if your film has the legs, then it can break out. You have a chance at least. you have an opportunity, at least you have some platform where you can be seen, as opposed to no platform. You've made a film, now sit at home and write off that cost.
No, I agree.
So at least here you have the opportunity to do that. And who knows, this business will grow in different ways. Today, Aamir Khan Productions is got its own channel, Aamir Khan Talkies. Hopefully, this is a successful model. And if this is a successful model, then Aamir Khan Talkies becomes a place that people would like to come and watch films that they trust our movie making abilities. As a production house, we would love to curate stuff of filmmakers who are younger, who otherwise don't get an opportunity to release anywhere. If Aparna, who's CEO of Aamir Khan Productions, likes the film, if I like the film, then we'll be happy to put it on as curated stuff and give credit to the people who have made it. Aamir Khan Productions will not say we've produced it. No. We are a platform which is allowing this, production house or this new director, new actors to put up their film.
So you become the YouTube for the indie guys.
It becomes a platform for the indie guys. And of course, as a production house, how many films can I do in a year like that? Maybe a few. But there will be other production houses. As this gets more and more popular, you'll find that production houses also will have limited abilities to make content all the time. They will also like to curate content and put it out there. Content that they believe in, content that they like.
It's so nice.
That gives an opportunity to these young people to start earning money.
Hey, Abhi, this is what influencers and the content creators, they get a rev share on all this.
Yes.
But discoverability is a huge problem.
So
वहाँ आपका word of mouth
बहुत important है.
और marketing.
जैसे मैंने बोला, चाइना में कैसे डिस्कवर हुई 3 Idiots? हमने तो कोई पब्लिसिटी नहीं की थी. वो तो उनके जबान में भी नहीं थी फिल्म. तो someone saw it, liked it, translated it, took the trouble to put subtitles, and it traveled all over the country and in countries around that in the East. It went on its own, word of mouth. So it is possible. There are so many such examples. I think there was a film called some scary film, which you go to the jungle and all that. What is that film? Paranormal Activities. That was a viral hit, wasn't it? If I remember correctly.
It was a small film, it became like
there you go.
$1 billion kind of
film. So there are a lot of, so at least the opportunity is there. At least I have some place I can go to. All doors are not shut for me now. There is one door open at least for me. So that's a big step. And I also feel that it empowers, creative people who are already maybe, a certain level of goodwill working for the last 10 years, 15 years. They have a certain amount of goodwill. They will be freer to make the kind of content they want, because when you're going into theaters, everyone tells you, listen, it better be a theatrical film. It better be an action film. That's the kind of mindset that we are all living in today. So does that mean all of us just make action films? Does that mean all of us just make, so how will I make a PP life? Where will I show that?
But that was interesting. Delhi Belly.
Yeah, Delhi Belly. So I'm saying cinema will be vibrant and healthy when you have all kinds of content being made.
But this is, you're talking about expanding, and that the reason I like this particular move, and also we're doing this, is expansion. We are the world's largest film producing country. But 6 screens per million people. 11% of India watches a film once a year. 11%. So it is a very low. If you look at Europe or America,
penetration is very low.
So the theaters nahi hai. Theaters aapke aur mere shahar mein hain. But for example, I was looking at SBF Entertainment, Mahendra Soni's company in West Bengal. They said, our business is falling, we'll set up screens. They started setting up screens in West Bengal. They are at 50, 60 screens, and they'll ramp up to whatever. But the takings have increased because Kolkata ke bahar only Bengali films work. My point is, I'm not seeing that kind of activity. South, everybody says great. I don't think South films are maybe good, bad, whatever for the audience. But I think their ecosystem is different. हिंदी का ecosystem बहुत multiplex oriented हो गया. और वो जो screen density थी वो सिर्फ बड़े शहरों में. But where will expansion come from? That's my point. So YouTube. But theater जब तक expand नहीं होता, कोई streaming service भी नहीं उठाएगी film. I mean, this is the impression I get.
नहीं, मैं ये मानने को तैयार नहीं हूँ. Today, if I'm a filmmaker, I can take my content straight to pay-per-view. Why can't I take it straight to pay-per-view?
Amir, you have that luxury.
नहीं. I'm saying on the contrary, I want to go to theaters. I'm very loyal to theaters.
Yeah,
तो मुझे तो
exactly.
theater में जाना है.
हाँ.
But मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर मैं नया बंदा हूँ
हाँ.
और मुझे theater में जगह नहीं मिल रही है, तो I have the possibility, I have the freedom to go straight to pay-per-view. Like I have the freedom to go straight to OTT. I have the freedom to go straight to pay-per-view. Why can't I do that?
But how do you increase theatrical?
Well,
उसका कोई तोड़ है क्या?
उसका तोड़ है जो मैं अभी भी उसमें लगा हुआ हूँ. I believe that we have the potential of having many more screens. At least one theater per district we can, at the very least, one theater per district, which we still haven't achieved.
No, we haven't.
So I believe that potential is possible, and I feel theaters which are more economical, they don't have to be as fancy, and in smaller places the rent will also be less. The cost of land also will be less. So I think that is possible, and that is something I'm hoping will happen. And in fact, I'm aware that there are companies like UFO, Sanjay Gaikwad, they have plans to build 10,000 screens, economical screens across the country in exactly this way of putting up one screen at least in each district. That's a great idea, and I think that idea will really add a lot of strength to cinema. I really believe that.
One of the ways, and Jyoti Deshpande was telling me, and this is something I've followed very closely for many years, is also overseas. Because diaspora is one big thing.
Yes.
But mainstream में हमारा उतना breakthrough नहीं हुआ है. Vignettes होते हैं. एक RRR आ जाएगी, एक दंगल आ जाएगी. But there is, and now I think streaming opens a window to the world, 200 countries in one go. But you have taken 2 films to the Oscars. And Shah Rukh is very popular in US and Europe, and you are sort of, you've created this entirely in a quota-led market like China. But is there something there? I always feel that streaming has offered us our, what I call the KBC moment. कि हम इससे leap करके और local stories के साथ, मैं crossover film की बात नहीं कर रही. I don't know if this question has been asked to you before, but because you've taken 2 films to the Oscars, I felt that what was the process like, and do you think there is...
Actually, I had never planned to take those films to the Oscars.
It happened.
That was not why those films were made. Those films were made for an Indian audience.
Correct.
Lagan was made for an Indian audience. Sitaare Zameen Par was selected from India. That was made for an Indian audience. Lapata Ladies, all of these films. Out of these, only Lagan got finally nominated. But I think 5 or 6 films of mine have been sent from India, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But I don't make films for awards and for... that's not why I'm making the films. For me, the biggest award is my audience liking my film. And it's a random chance that, out of the, 2,000 films that we produce every year, one film gets selected to go to the Academy Awards to represent India. It may be my film, it may not be my film. I'm not even thinking of that. But when my film does get selected, then it is my responsibility to make sure I do what I can to do the best I can with the film.
No, but if I remove the Oscar film, but is there a scope for our cinema to...
Traveling across the world?
Because domestic crossover तो हो रहा है, हम मलयालम फिल्में देख रहे हैं. हम अपना cinema discover
according to me, with this model, the chances increase dramatically.
Sitaare Zameen Par, for example?
Yes. Well, we're going to... That's the experiment we're doing with this one. But I'm saying that the potential for that goes up dramatically, because for me to break into, let's say, a US, North America market. Again, for me, for North America, I'm a small producer.
Correct.
I'm an unknown actor for that crossover audience. So then we have to work really hard for theater space. You have to spend a lot of money to try and get people into the theater. I don't even know whether I'll recover that cost that I'm putting in. So on a pay-per-view model, on this model where you can be on YouTube is there in so many countries. Suddenly your film is available at the very least. And as I said earlier, once the film is seen by a certain number of people who fall in love with it, then that word of mouth starts kicking in. And sooner or later, that's going to happen for Indian cinema as well. It's happened for Korean cinema and Korean shows. So it is going to happen with audiences from across the globe being able to watch films from different parts of the world. How has that been possible?
Okay.
That's been possible only because of digital platforms. Whether it's a pay-per-view model or it's a subscription model,
whichever.
It has been possible only because of that. Otherwise, you'll have to take these films to theaters all over the world.
That's a very expensive thing. That's what
very cumbersome, very expensive. And after I made a film as a producer, I've just finished releasing it in India. Now I have to spend the next 2 years taking it all over the world. I want to start my next film here. You know what I'm trying to say?
One of the things, and there are a lot of flaws with our movie ecosystem, paise banane mein, monetize karne mein. But one of the things I find missing is unity. We don't speak as one industry. Whether it is on windows, whether it is on screens. I mean, for example, on screens, regulatory infrastructure, agar infrastructure status mile, tax holiday. Maharashtra mein multiplexes took off because they got a tax holiday to begin
many years back.
2001. So some of those things where regulatory intervention or where one voice is required, whether it is share of revenues from industry, ek awaaz mein kyun nahi baat kar paati? To your mind, how could you?
Okay, I'll ask you a question. You live in Pune?
Yeah.
Do you live in a cooperative society?
Yeah, I live in a...
You live in a cooperative society. You'll have regular meetings for the cooperative society?
The EC. We don't have cooperative society. It's apartment association.
So let's just imagine a cooperative housing society where there is a building or two buildings and all the members in all the flats, they form the cooperative society.
I know where you're going.
Have you attended the cooperative society meetings?
I have. In Delhi especially, I remember.
Are people on the same page?
Not always.
How many times are they on the same page?
नहीं, I'm going to flip it around.
मैं आपको ये बता रहा हूँ कि हम लोग एक पॉइंट पे अग्री करने में हम लोग हाउसिंग सोसाइटी जिसका नाम है कोऑपरेटिव हाउसिंग सोसाइटी हम इतने नॉन कोऑपरेटिव होते हैं उसमें मैं अगर कुछ गलत बोल रहा हूँ तो मुझे बताइए
नहीं आप सही बोल रहे हैं
तो आप फिर फिल्म इंडस्ट्री को क्यों ब्लेम कर रहे हो
ब्लेम नहीं कर रहे
फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में जो
I come from
blame is a strong word but I'm saying this question that you're asking कि how come the film industry can't come together
IT industry में NASSCOM है आप उनकी इश्यूज के लिए लॉबी करता है उनकी इश्यूज के लिए लड़ता है why don't we have something like this
I think that will start now I think that earlier this year we had Waves
I know
I think Waves as an concept is a very big concept and it has a lot of potential and I think that is for the first time in my memory that I've been in the films any government has shown this is the first time any government has shown interest in the media and entertainment sector and this includes gaming this includes films this includes music and everything but this is the first time that any government has thought about us and tried to create a platform which is a world platform and dreams of India being the center of that. This is the first government which has thought of that. I think that's a great opportunity to work with government so that we can come up with decisions, policy decisions which can help the industry. I think that is a great opportunity and I'm looking at that.
So when the cooperative society meets, they will meet the government. Hopefully.
Why not? I think that we should, I think that government will, whenever you have an idea which will benefit society, will benefit economics of society, why will the government not support you? Of course they will.
No. I'm not saying the government will not. I'm saying everybody should get together to do that. That was my point, but that's point taken. I agree.
Yeah.
Local politics is difficult.
Yeah.
Always.
So I think your observation is right that the Hindi film industry historically has not been able to come together as one.
The Indian, all the portions.
You know, it's quite crazy. You know, I run a foundation called Pani Foundation.
Yeah, I know.
And we've been working for many years in rural Maharashtra, first with watershed management, then with different aspects of agriculture. And then now we are focusing on gut sheti for small and marginal farmers. One of the first things that we teach in our training is that the village or the gut has to operate as one. And if you're unable to operate as one, then it's going to be very difficult for you. So what is good for the village is good for me. But the moment I feel that, no, this one thing is good for me, I don't care what happens to the village. You're going to have trouble. You have to have the ability to see what is good for all of us. If this thing is only good for me and not good for the rest of us, it's probably not good for me either. when that reality and understanding permeates into my, being, then I will start taking decisions which are for the good of everyone. So maybe we'll get there.
We'll get
soon.
there. No, we rock. Yeah, I really think we rock as an industry. So thank you so much
Thank you.
for being on the media
Thank
room and for being so patient at so late an hour.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Thank you.